Hey, this is Carl with the fourth Blue Wing Bamboo Rod Shop update. This one's for May 3rd, 2021, and that brings us to about a month on the channel, so I'm pretty excited about that. This should be a pretty quick update, just follow up on the rods I've been working on, a couple things coming up, and that'll be that. Yeah, so first things first, the two rods that I had glued and bound at last week's update have been sanded down to the blank, and they look really nice, and so I'm excited about both of those. That's the Payne 98 and the Garrison 201E. The third rod I've been working on is the 795 three-piece, and that rod I did turn down the ferrule stations on all the sections and dry fit the ferrules. These are just dry fit, they're not epoxied on just yet, because something that's coming up is that I have on order a number 6 cut Grobet file with which I want to dress the male ferrules, and I want to do that off the rod. I know last week I said that I was going to do it on the rod. I've always done it on the rod, but with this file I do want to try dressing these ferrules off the rod on the lathe. And so we'll see how that goes. But all of these sections are cut to length with the exception of the butt section because I need to establish what's going on with the reel seat and grip before I commit to that. So moving on to that portion, this will be the reel seat for that. I think I showed this last week. This is a walnut spacer that I got from Golden Witch a long time ago, and I made this butt cap around about the same time that I made this reel seat, right? And so the butt caps match and the spacers match there, and I need to make a ring and cork check for this reel seat. So once I do that, this reel seat will be ready to go onto this rod. So pretty exciting times there. And that leads into something I just got in the mail the other day, which is this little kit of replaceable carbide tip cutters for my lathe. These are just kind of standard cutter geometries, so nothing too crazy there. But these were pretty inexpensive, so I don't know what I really expect out of them, but I'm kind of excited to give them a try and see how well that works. So we'll give that a shot when we're making the hardware for this reel seat. And another thing I have on order is an order of cork from Portugal. Placed that a few weeks ago on eBay with somebody that was recommended. So I'm excited to get those in and give those a try. I'm not sure when that's going to be, so that could hold things up a little bit. Another thing that could hold me up a little bit is waiting on ferrules for these two rods, and although I still need to straighten these are sanded down, but I need to heat straighten them a little bit. They're not too bad. They came out of the binder pretty straight, so excited about that. But that order of cork and waiting on the cork got me digging around in my stash and looking for things that I had, and I had forgotten about these. These are pine bark. These are cut from pine bark, and it's really thick. And a friend of mine had given these to me. Somebody I had shown how to make fly rods years ago, and he was making grips out of them, which was pretty interesting. And he gave me a bunch of them, and so I'm not sure if I'm going to try that or not, but I may try using this to make a grip for the Garrison 201E. So yeah, that's almost it. I guess the last thing is pretty minor. I had made this little jig to hold the rod section as it comes out of the lathe, so it doesn't flop all around, and that works out pretty well. It's a pretty simple thing. If you find yourself needing something like that, this worked out really well. So that's it for what's been going on. One thing I want to tell you guys about coming up is a video I have planned to really explain this rod a little more in depth. So this is the Payne 98, and I've mentioned a few times on these updates that this is for my wife. And this isn't just a random rod for my wife. This is a pretty special rod for various reasons that are all pretty interesting, I think, and so I'm going to do a video special for that, for this rod, and let you guys know what this is all about. So I think that's it for today. With that said, I'll see you around the next bend. I'll see you around the next bend. Tight glue lines.